Okay. Again, we're here to celebrate Blueberry Lemonade and Double Rainbow. And Jesse Prado is going to open. He writes in Brooklyn, New York, and tweets at JUS_Prado. And he blogs at muhammadaliposter.blogspot.com. So check him out on Twitter. Check out his blog. Um, let's add him. Hold on. Oh, I have to reclaim my host. Jesse, can you turn your camera on?
No.
Can you try now?
Yeah, 1 second. Hey, everyone. I want to thank Alex for putting this together, for Lonely Christopher and Marzi. Congratulations on your books. Looking forward to reading them. So yeah, I'm just going to get into some things. I'm working on this bit about being single. It's not good. Like, I updated my Hinge prompts. If you use the dating app Hinge, you know how their prompt system works? Like, you'll know you're the one if, and then you fill in the blank. So you get the idea. Well, there's 3, and I changed mine. So now they say things like, I geek out on Home Alone. One thing that's non-negotiable for me is where I was born. And we'll get along if your whole face opens up whenever you open your mouth. Yeah, I think it needs work because I haven't had any new matches since. So yeah, that's one bit that like I'm working on, but I'm also working on another bit, just basically coming up with so I'm gonna start with an impression. Incoming, that's me after I've sent a text message to someone I'm sitting right next to. Our house, I'm beginning to feel like is like honey themed. Like, we have Honey Nut Cheerios, Honey Made Golden Grams crackers, and now we own the film Honey, starring Jessica Alba and Mekhi Phifer, with a cameo from Missy Elliott. I can't wait to wear shorts again. Last summer, I wore shorts for 3 months straight. If you were my legs all summer, every day. I didn't wear pants once. This video with the dude slamming the fridge on his niece's head, you know, she's hella chill about it. She just walks away, holding her head, hella sad. I sent it to Latson. I was gonna send it to my friend Justin, but then I thought he'd take it hella seriously because he has a niece. Latson has a niece too, though. Whatever. I'd still find it funny if I had one. It's always fun to think about who made this. Like, you know, the meme, like, who made this, LOL, and then like they'll show you some crazy shit. Like, I get that, especially when it took a lot of time. Like the karaoke rooms on YouTube. Like, I always imagine the creators of those being something like 10, hella sober, good at video editing, transcribing song lyrics and shit for drunk people. Senior citizens falling is like a hella serious thing. Like, statistically speaking, it happens a lot, and it's hella sad, terrifying. And yet, on that same token, commercials don't do a good job of communicating that. Like, they just make it look hella funny. Mixed martial artist Conor McGregor's whiskey sponsored last weekend's fight against Dustin Poirier, which was hella weird and crazy to me because he lost. Like, he got fucked up. They had to stop the fight. He got his ass whooped so bad. it was hella crazy too, because he won the first and then got knocked out in the second. I only go to Bushwick Taco. Not that it's good, it's just not bad. Like, I would never get a vegetarian thing from them, and their meat is hella weird. Like, it's kind of rustic, woodsy. I don't know, like, what the fuck are they doing there? It's like leather or a shoe. I don't like this commercial. Oh wait, never mind. That's hella funny. I didn't know the grandma still lived there. I thought she went out of her way to slash her grandson's tires for talking shit about her after she heard him all the way from her house or something. This is for Budweiser's Hard Lemonade. Robert said, I'm like an art critic, but for ads. Like, I just sit here on the couch watching TV, hella pissed. Like, I hella hate this copywriter. Are y'all gonna take the vaccine when you can? I don't know. I heard it makes your muscles ache, and I can't have that. Okay, so that's it for... I took some notes on last week's inauguration as like my last thing. So like, I'm just gonna go into that really fast. You know, when Biden got elected, I was in Chicago. Like, summer starts now. J-Lo is slated to perform at the inauguration with Lady Gaga. How embarrassing. They should have got The Weeknd. They probably asked him too, and he was just like, I'm already doing the Super Bowl. I can't do them back to back. 2 big shows. What if they said what song she's gonna perform in the running header? Like, J-Lo is slated to perform Give Me Just One Night at the inauguration. Wait, that's hella not her. That's hella 98 Degrees. But they're like, J-Lo performing Waiting for Tonight at the inauguration. That's actually the name of the song. It's just like a whole ass sentence. They eliminated half the National Guard staff, not because of their political beliefs, but because they weren't sure who was just gonna turn around. And why did they even pick J-Lo? She's not even relevant. Last thing she performed in was the Super Bowl with Shakira. That was last year. That's the last time she was relevant. Biden hella picked her. Biggest takeaway from the inauguration is Biden's a super secret and low-key J-Lo fan. Ooh, Bernie with the jacket. That shit's like $500. Kamala's in purple. And Tim's. Just kidding. What if she was, though? They're like, Kamala, you're elected. You don't have to do this anymore. Maybe in 4 years, but for now, you're fine. The shit doesn't start until noon. What are they gonna do until then? Sit around? It's hella cold. What if they just queued a camera on some security, just like chasing some guy? This is hella scary, seeing all these relics come out of the woodwork. How are you gonna have the inauguration 2 days after MLK? I swear, one of these guys are Dick Cheney. They're not. He's hella busy or immunocompromised. All of these motherfuckers are. None of them should be here at this super spreader event. This is hella scary. The Clintons are here, LOL. You think they still have sex? Yeah, but probably not with each other. The Warriors are on tonight. They're performing for the inauguration. That must suck to be a teenager at this thing, you know? Just like with a huge ass boner the whole time. It hella hurts. All right, so okay, again, congratulations, Lonely Christopher and Marzi, on your poetry collections. And thanks again, Alex, for having me. Thanks. See you guys
Hell
later.
yeah. Thanks so much, Jesse.
Yeah. All right.
That was great.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Let's we're gonna kick it over to Richard Loranger, who is a multi-genre writer, performer, musician, visual artist, and all-around squeaky wheel, currently residing in Oakland, California. He is the founder of Poet Tea, a monthly literary conversation group. He has a brand new book of poetry titled Be About It, as in be a songbird on a branch, from Be About It Press in, I'm based in Richmond, California, but you don't really need to know that. He's also the author of books Set in Windows, Poems for Teeth, The Orange Book, 10 chapbooks, and work in over 100 magazines and journals. Before COVID, he curated the reading series Babar in Exile and the queer talk and reading series #We. Now he mostly curates his kitchen and has become a notorious Zoomophobe. He has spent 7 of the last 10 months alone in his apartment writing a draft of his new novel. I'm actually really excited about his new novel. I've heard about it. And you can find more about his work and scandals at www.richardloranger.com. All right, Richard.
Hey, I'm here, I think. How come I don't get the big screen? Okay, can you guys can hear me okay? Somebody thumbs up? Okay, hi. Thanks so much, thanks for having me. And I wanted to start by singing a song for Lonely Christopher, because I never thank him quite enough for all his support and everything else. So give me 1 second. Okay, find it. This is sadly not a Disney song. It is a Merry Melodies song. Smile, darn ya, smile, because this whole world is a great world after all. Smile, darn ya, smile, and you can watch as Lady Luck pays you a call. Things are not as dark as they are painted. Time for you and joy to get acquainted. Make life worthwhile and smile, smile, smile. Okay, enough of that. Thank you, Lonely, for being lonely. And so the next piece is actually a COVID piece that I haven't ever performed. And I apologize in advance for it. But it's called The Argument for Personal Liberty. Okay. Okay, enough of that. I like that piece, but you know, you're the only ones who will ever hear it. The Argument for Personal Liberty, right there. Whenever you hear somebody arguing for personal liberty, that's what you should be hearing. I'm going to read 2 pieces short from Be a Bow Tit, from Alexander Naughton. I mean, from, yes. Outside. Whoop, I can't read it. When, whoop, uh-oh. Outside. When we breathe, we shatter any doubt that we are separate from the world. and the world from us. So when we go outside, we might as well be inside out in relation to everything else, or we might simply be so, or be seen as such. Consider yourself inside out, just as a matter of perspective. Where are you then? And what is then outside? Is that not now inside you, vast and uncompromised? Are you not vast in any perspective? Outside the body is so frightening because it can get inside the body. This can happen in a number of ways, some more violating than others. Some can harm or kill you, can damage the body. Some can damage the mind, or both. Maybe every way damages both. Maybe any admission helps the inside to break down. Perhaps that's what the outside does. Still, some ways seem more okay than others, like sex, like needles, like eating. When we eat, of course, we take someone else's body inside our own. Our insides break down their insides. In that way, eating can be helpful, could be goodness, or could just as well be terrifying. In fact, depending on your perspective, pretty much everything could be terrifying. Unless, of course, there is no inside or outside, unless there are no foreign objects. Okay, do I have time for one short one? Okay. I'll finish with this and thank everyone. Just think in general. The secret truth of the universe. There really is a secret truth of the universe, and it is right there in your hand, not your palm, you idiot. Don't give me none of that mysticism bullshit. I said your hand. You know, that thing with fingers and bones and flesh and less bones than you might think. There it is. There it is. There it is, right there in the middle, that secret, that truth. Look very closely at the skin and its ripples and cracks, those pores, those glands. Now look closer through the skin and into the bone, into the molecules holding the bone together, whipping around, vibrating, full of vast empty space. Don't go there. Don't. You just had to, didn't you? You stupid son of a bitch. Had to step into that void. But since you're there, and probably in a moment gone forever, take a deep whiff and smell that space. Drink it in. Get a taste of what it really is. That's right. You didn't expect that, did you? Thank you all for listening and being.
Thank you so much, Richard. A poem for personal liberty. I was not expecting that at all. Oh man, I just accidentally joined on my phone. Okay, so without further ado, we'll move on to Ted Rees, who is the author of Thanksgiving, a poem from Gullius 2020, or published by Gullius in 2020, and in Brazen Fontanelle of Flame, published by Timeless Infinite Light in 2018. He lives in West Philadelphia. Take it away, Ted.
Hey, congratulations to Marzi and Lonely, and I'm excited to hear all the other readers, and yeah, thank you for having me, Alexandra. I'm going to read just a couple pages from Thanksgiving. I was flipping through everything else I've written since I wrote it, and then I was like, you know, I'm just going to read this because it's making me feel something. So that's about a couple pages in. 10 mysterious kids who remember their past lives agree the sinkhole grows deeper daily, tossing scratchers in the leaves, so bored on the curb, smacking the void, then gulleting fiddle faddle. It hardly matters. Predict the future. We're thinking on fortresses and dangerous on meth of palette intense predictive strap-on predictive doomsay forged in reminders to blink susurrating screens drone boning let's die I demand floorboards creaking nay a running tap and I made flatbread pizza for everyone including you stud I am forgetting my purpose here to spit on Ulysses S. Grant we meet at his tomb and skip through a trifling squall of I, the city, slimy corneas demand as bouquet. Toing and froing rud cheeks, we each position toward the Ave, sucking Kung Pao, slow our fingertips, with the colossus of Staten Island's sweeping stare magnetar-like, lost as it all is, on the list kept somewhere long, modeled, unrelieved. Back to the threshing. He scoops up his beakerful and massages it around his temples. We'll make you pay and like it, he giggles and coos. So, allegory. I made a little pukey on your book on Marx. I'll have to scrounge up enough ducats to purchase another. Nice wank, and there's tenure now. What happens on Party Boat stays on Party Boat. A continuing heavy season storm derived from a fantasia, a diffusion of terra nullius patchwork ideologues. Bleck. And Bleck at their tunes, their roadhouses filled with cum and sawdust weeping. Sight. Purchase a brick for your veteran today. Then some open land, some sewing machines, some crazy white man versions flogging each other behind Acme or a Subaru dealer, sticky cul-de-sac, those warmest dreams there. This location has since closed. That's the sound I want. Empty lot in spring. It's what is called meadowing, a gravelly voice and some attached eyes. Deixis any looking off, absent sign outline, flat-fronted office tinted reflective windows, emaciated teenage pin oaks, burnt grass, melty chocolate bar hands and roundup odor. To be a dead palm in a dead mall's atrium, that style of overwrought and unmoored husk, the riffling escalators, campy string slither. They're us, that's all. We're anchored by blue light specials, mass sense exodus, forest green paint chips demanding an aesthetic rooted in dusky salmons and turquoise and beige, demanding a crisp recitative on the tongue that's leaping capital's mausoleum. Mucus us coated, it tickles our fronds, narrative underneath gape. Oh, ruin, I keep forgetting the ass clean, and those quiet evenings, dozed in the office. A cemetery of repressed anguish emerged. Thus, I so expelled, slammed my forehead down in an endless pool, slipping under its blunt force, feeling my own blood, aghast at dawn, rigorous plaintive straits, low, me as a deep swell, a bass folding the concrete spaces into non. Are we touching yet? I wish to maybe hold this pulsing. It reminds me as a laugh track and you as a sawtooth wave or interference patterning the trot. Were we at the beach? No clues. I lost Taco Bell, deli ginger ale. This is some sincerity. You've seen me in shorts. I am forgetting my purpose here, to scan for listening methods. Cameos candy, sax cutting August good things. Got myself rapid up in Grace Jones, pissed, pull up to the bumper, splays at the salad bar. It's all tainted, cuz I agree I'm jealous of the people who grew up with this great music than the crap today. Rave and Cloud Forest, sponsors include Cash and View. the hypnotism. I'll ski down from melt battered by loose stones. I'll retreat to the sidewalk outstandingly soused. We're in a suburb, the dress barn for men, posing as a realism we've not considered, not for lack of want, merely our own confusion, dissembling aura, fractious, tenacious, sopping, middle-class values, like that Volvo parked across 2 spaces, dismal Catholic colleges, Blue Lives Matter, Ron John bumper stickers, slapped sand shipped in from Brazil. The lead, worshiping at a mall might sound strange. Chip, I want to see Vespers on channels 5, 32, and 90. An Oklahoma of the mind so forced, we used mounds of toxic dust as fill for pillows.
I'm sorry, I think I froze. Did you say, do you want to do another one or?
That was all. I didn't want to take up too much time, but yeah.
Oh,
And
that
yeah.
was, that was really lovely. Thank you so much for reading, Todd.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna have our first feature of the evening. Lonely Christopher is the author of the poetry collections Death and Disaster series, The Resignation, and In a January Wood. He also wrote the short story collection The Mechanics of Homosexual Intercourse and the novel There. He is the founding artistic director of Inner Poets Theater, and his plays have been presented in Canada, China, and the United States. His film credits include several international shorts and the feature Mom, which he wrote and directed. He works for homeless queer youth and lives in Brooklyn.
Thank you, Alexandra.
Thank you.
And greetings from Sunset Park, Brooklyn, which is freezing right now. But thank you so much, Alexandra, and it's been a great experience working on this chapbook with you, and thanks to the Blurbers as well, several of whom are on this panel and in the audience. It was a really nice thing, and it helped me get through these weeks and months to have a creative project to work on, and to have people pay attention to me and to say nice things about me is very nice. I'm going to be reading from this new chapbook. Alexandra FedExed me my copies. Because I was worried that the USPS was running behind because of the holidays, and this never happens. But the box of books mysteriously vanished, as if stolen by somebody in my building, which is really crazy because it's like the most worthless thing that has ever been shipped to this address. My other poetry publisher, James Sherry, likes to say that printing a poem on a piece of paper depreciates the financial value of the piece of paper. So for that one thing to go missing, it makes no sense. So I don't have any copies of it yet, but it looks gorgeous. I'm really thankful to Matt, who did the cover. It looks great. I had so much fun working on it, putting it together. In addition to my sort of typical themes of sexuality and historicity and anti-capitalism, for this particular little chunk of poems, I was trying to say something or play around with the idea of like the duality of technology and nature and reflection and refraction. The book itself is sort of like is in 2 parts, kind of, with the hinge is this poem in the middle called Double Rainbow, which is in 2 parts. So the book kind of mirrors itself, where the first poem reflects the last poem and on like that. There's a sunrise poem and a sunset poem and all of that. So it was fun to play around with all that kind of stuff. I don't know how how evident that's going to be in the selection that I've chosen to read. But I'm going to go ahead and share with all the lovely people who are here tonight 3 poems from this chapbook, which I should have had prepared, but now I'm flipping through my PDF trying to find the right poems. Okay, so this one is called Escape from the Empire State. I'm stuck in New York and I'll take it. My life is a mess, but I have to confess there's nowhere to go to escape it. From the Bowery to the Bronx, the noxious screams and harping honks from cars and bars and restaurants, namely the hallowed shallow haunts, where we share our needs and wants, roar unceasingly into my brain. While another condo skyward rises, I become familiar with the pain of austerity and bad surprises. Landlords, lawyers, traffic cops, tech bros, brokers, financiers, the rage begins when the panic stops. We've been fighting these battles for years. And years elapse. Please hold my glass. I once tried going to the gym, never more terrified, alas, looking much like you, or her, or him. This city of rat shit and tension, tremendous and sour with me every hour, cart before the horse that bit the plower, details the guidebooks don't mention. No shit, when the masses are massive, you might get caught up in the crowd, erased in space, ever passive, breathing no more air than allowed, and keep your head bowed, your money is loud. It's funny, we're simple enough to be proud. Kids overruling the Lower East Side, pricing out the church-going regulars, luxury blight, inexorable slide into the laps of thirsty predators. And we're all on our phones, but we're alone, traversing the consequences. Budgeting our expenses, not so much defeated as outshone. Folks with head wounds can't be late for their shift, just like staring a mouth horse in the gift. It's easy to get torn to shreds on the evening commute home from work. I've almost run out of my meds, that's why I'm acting like a jerk. Our entire lives in service to a system that makes us nervous. Would you prefer to take the bus or walk? Is it better to make love or just talk? Lending and owing, spending and growing, surviving for that moment when you're considered a person worth knowing over and over and over again. Consuming, rooming, and never doing, jumping off the high line, livid, screwing, like friends, sharing passwords and gossiping. Can't ride the ferry without vomiting. Thought I'd make it here, but it's getting late. Would never resort to moving upstate, yet almost reached my middle age, still barely earn a living wage. I think I deserve a fat promotion, but they'd rather throw me in the ocean. Another coworker's leaving. We're addicted to achieving. Industrial amusements in disgrace, competing in this blissful marketplace. As leftists clamor for facility, conservatives call for civility. Others communicate through capital, ruthless consumerists, unflappable, troubled by ontological queries. There's no time for pleasure these days, caught up in my various worries, envious of most of the gays. But if money is speech and speech is free, exactly where does that leave me? You know who's holding all the cards, headquartered in the Hudson Yards, a stairway to nowhere spiraling up into the shape of a crushed coffee cup, undertaking to monetize the air, fortifying a balding billionaire. No property or proper voice. Here comes the yearly rent increase. You'd burn it down given the choice and take over a pal's sublease. The painful thing I haven't considered is even though I am left embittered and I feel the game is rigged against me, there's so much grief and trauma I can't see. Even when I challenge myself to learn, I won't let go of what I didn't earn. The media will use this as grist, feeding us nasty received narratives. It won't hurt as much if you don't resist. Rethink those ravenous imperatives. His Honor broadcasts lengthy excuses for the latest brutal abuses perpetuated by racist police, assaulting a turnstile jumper, kicking a bum in the dumper. All is forgiven by a press release. I've seen snarling cops pepper spray a crowd of peaceful marchers demanding their due. Might think they target the ones being loud, but soon enough they're coming for you. Don't ask me what the stars portend or how to save a starving friend. My responses will be clunky as a decimated junkie just waiting for his life to end. It's hard to say I saw the scene that was most vital to the play, tucked back in the third mezzanine during an allergenic day. Renewed by a mercenary faction to cash in our cachet for clout, Ellis Island's a tourist attraction. We're daubing our eyes with whiteout. Roy Cohn is back naming names, rubbing coke on his bleeding gums. Blame Lana Turner and CLR James. To hell with your fatal outcomes. Some people really are monsters. And now, a word from our sponsors. The sweet smell of cannabis on the wind gets me where I'm going faster. Sensitivity and ambition twinned prepares us for the next disaster. Plagues come and go like nefarious trends. I miss breathing clean air, kissing strangers. My hookup won't end up where he intends. We're at risk for a slew of new dangers. Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, the president's daughter falls off a yacht after smoking crack, only living how her parents taught her. The rest of the country scares me. It's not how it looks on TV. Can you believe that Arkansas exists? I mean, how did they end up like this? Don't drive or put up with bullshit. Where else on this earth could I fit? Except the variegated freak show I've decades come to love and know, where we scrape by in our bubbles, chasing after vague opportunities, gorging on each other's troubles, making hay from all our disunities. An exhilarant drives me to strive, and I'll even put up with Staten Island if it means another day on the scene where infested fancy blooms evergreen. Plea calumniously for a reprieve, check out any time, but you can never leave. Accept the things I cannot change, exchange the lives you can't derange. Let the homeowners run away, escape this land of endless fights. Meaning's not just a term of play, and here we'll stay to light the lights. So that was Escape from the Empire State. Sort of weirdly inspired by Broadway. Was really sing-song and rhymey. And forth iambic pentameter and tetrameter, I think. But it was a lot of fun, kind of like Sondheim-y inspired, but I started writing it before the pandemic and finished it after the pandemic had started, and some of the things I was writing and maybe even complaining about I miss now. But New York's I have liked weathering this global disaster in New York City. A lot of the shitheads fled very early on, and I know that they're probably going to come back, but I really hope they don't, because it's been a very cozy, communal experience without so much capital and activity going on in the city. It's been a completely different experience, and most of the times we're just kind of huddled and fearing for our lives and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I've been here like 16 years, and this is definitely a really unique period of history for the city. And my life has changed in a lot of ways. My spouse and I bought a Soda Stream. But and said Ted has a Soda Stream. I don't know. Is that true, Ted? I didn't see. Do you have a Soda Stream in the background of your video? Ven and I were spending too much money on LaCroix because we're both sober now. So we thought that probably it would be a cost-saving measure to get a seltzer maker.
It also saves, like, I mean, aluminum is one thing, but plastic.
Yeah.
Like so often there's so much plastic that goes into it, so it kind of saves a lot of plastic from going into landfills. But yeah, we got a juicer, so I mean,
Okay. We had a juicer, but it didn't stick.
Yeah, the pandemic thing, like we have it. There's a fruit wholesaler a couple of blocks.
Yeah, so like back in the day, somebody was like, "No, don't support SodaStream. They have, they're an Israeli company that have factories in settlements, and they're really abusive toward Palestinians." But it turns out it was bought by Pepsi, which is probably worse, honestly. But that's how I justified getting the SodaStream, because they're no longer killing Palestinians. I don't know who Pepsi kills, but I'm sure they do murder people. My next poem is called American Studies. So let me just pull that up. Something's coming. Who knows what it is, but it is going to hurt. Impunity collapses from the topmost, like a concrete festoon crumbling off a mid-century skyscraper, hitting a constituent who just found out she's pregnant. The firefighter jumps from the passenger seat of his wife's station wagon and hoses down the roadside dirt by the church with his pee. We saw him rip a phone book in half in home economics last year. Do you ever feel like your life is being controlled by invisible forces? Have you ever thought of hiring a team of experts to chase the ghosts out of your house? You get what you pay for, and in this case, we paid for garages of dead children, Caucasian mendacity, a few more drones, and the sky is a white mirror barreling down on reality. I see my late dad clinging to the remnants of compliance, a pop stuck in his fist like the weapon he forgot to buy, screaming, "What color was he?" Glutton for freedom, doesn't matter from what, long as they get all they want instantly and constantly, don't care how the sausage is made. God used to be an absolute, but now he's just a chump. In the park at dawn, a teen athlete fidgets with his waistband, wondering when the acceptance letters will arrive as a reddening perv leers from within a bush. My landlord moans for care, wants the gov out of his hair, held to account it doesn't amount to much he thinks is fair. Everyone wants to be a daddy when they're so bad at fathering. The American Studies prof jumped off the roof of the boys' dormitory, Pimpernel tucked in his pocket like a note. They say he loved Melville. They say it was blackmail. Endless lawyers in a paradise of litigation. Satisfaction is negotiable. The problem with money is that it isn't real, but we love to let myths ruin our lives. Blood spray on the Burger King parking lot, some guy sleeping in his car, some cop didn't think twice. The coroner said the holes in his hands were defensive wounds. Crude implorations carved into the bathroom wall with a knife that kissed me once when I was alone in the wood. I'm fed up with this world. Sorry nobody told you. Your values are schlock. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention, so that I'm going to read one more poem. I wanted to mention Richard Loranger. Smile Darn You Smile was originally Merry Melodies, like Warner Brothers song, but it was featured in the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to count it as a Disney song.
I know it kind of, yeah.
Produced by Touchstone, which was a subsidiary of Disney. And also, everybody get the vaccine when you can. I'm a healthcare worker, so I was able to get the vaccine, and my muscles hurt. But what are you gonna do? I'm waiting eagerly for the second installment, and for the day when I can raw dog the air once again. And I'll leave you with this final poem, Sleeping Beauty Castle. Motherless animals weep celluloid tears in the forest, the roaming shake of destitute sciences pouring out confidence into tawny sacrifice. A moat of children's blood glistens in the dark, round as cat's eyes coveting a bowl of milk. An uncle's spicy saliva maundered into innocence, the lineage of a sacredly expensive repast. Take me back in a boat to the primeval whirl, giant mosquitoes lunging from the jungle branch, dinosaurs stuck in fearsome combat snarl and bash, popcorn and punishments littering the opera house, a tress of preteen pre-cum leaking down the wallpaper, deciding what you want from the plastic arts. It's true my nose grows when I smell a rose, decked out in the sallies of tomorrow's bargain, pernicious satellites smacking into orbit. They're coming for us, and going to get us. Rats chewing each other to death for a copyright. My family guaranteed they wanted to thrill. Look, everyone, it's the backside of water. Give your life to save the iniquitous monarchy. 'Twas a zippy education and country charms, buck teeth sinking into the skin like frosting, boys locking away their fears in the cave, glisten in your heart to the molten panorama, happy haunts materializing down everlasting hallways, past wearing it familiarly like to be seen in this crowd, neighbors thrusting at each other in the mint rackets. My best friend and confidant is a newborn puppy. Expected renovations churning in a midnight breeze, unceasing wonder pulled out of her throat like a kiss. Hero, I'm the unluckiest boy of the wasted Midwest. The Walt Disney Company is trying to evict me from the basement of Sleeping Beauty Castle, where I live on a cot next to frozen head storage. Poets don't pay rent in Fantasyland, but I've been shirking on my duties, sweeping lollipop wrappers off the floor of Snow White's scary adventures. You can't actually see the frozen heads. They're encased in metal canisters, upon the surface of which dew forms overnight. As I dream sweetly of Pleasure Island's transformative vices, and my conscience whispers sedition in my ear. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Lonely Christopher. I'm so sorry that you didn't get the books. That's, I don't know. I will send them again to you. Would it be better to send them regular USPS? Is that safer?
I guess so. This is like unprecedented. I've never dealt with this at this address before, so it's just so weird. And then there's like a whole, Alexander knows this whole weird, also like there are more details, but it's not important to describe everything.
We gotta like shake down your landlord and see if they have it in their apartment somewhere. But yeah, like everyone else who's watching, you can get the book on the beaboutitpress.com website. I put the link in the chat. I can do it again.
And then if my landlord is secretly stealing my books and following my career, I just wanted to know that I wasn't writing about him. That was my previous landlord, who was really shitty. My current landlord is great.
Current landlord, if you're watching this, you're lovely, and if you did find a FedEx package, just put it in the hallway, please. That'd be great. Thank you. That was a great reading. Thank you so much. We have, hold on. Okay, I have another bio. We have another reader. Pilot Jeanne Gosh, are you ready? Pilot Jeanne Gosh is a mother, a friend, and a 30-foot tall wolf. Her work has been featured in Spy Kids Review, Sporazine, and Woe Aroa. She enjoys riding the train and being beautiful. I love those things too. And Spy Kids Review rules.
Is it working? I've never done this before. Yeah, I'm gonna read 2 poems. And then if we've got time, I'm gonna read 3 poems. So 3 poems total, but probably 2 poems.
Definitely read 3.
To the book and the movie, The Piano Teacher. Bitches will buy a beautiful dress and not wear it, daring only to lie in bed with it and holding it fast against a pounding chest, strokes it with a gently trembling hand. Old and tired cloth sheds its strange perfume, hangs mildew in the air. Fingers probing between lenient thighs, discovering the shards of a looking glass. Sexual excitement is haunting the lips, opening and closing toes. The alchemy involved in transforming sex into self-esteem is too horrific to describe anywhere. I keep telling myself I'm gonna start doing wet and messy vids and sell them online. I tell myself a lot of stuff, TBH. I'm terrified, LMFAO. This isn't a poem about anything. This next one is Assassination. A love poem should sound like, I fished your poop out of the toilet, sculpted it to a point, froze it, and stabbed the president to death. I am hella much your good girl forever. Love is big and good, and it's sad, and death to America. That people are too afraid to write faggy poems breaks my heart. My sweetheart, my sweet fart. Shit like, I love you so much I could kill myself. I love you so much I want you to kill me when we fuck. I love you so much I could pee into my own mouth. And for my next amazing delusion, this love poem goes, if you're Hillary Clinton, then sucking my dick is your Benghazi. I think I got another one. This one's called Eating Body. I'm riding down the street on my own personal screaming godhead, my body. I explode everyone who calls out faggot or tranny. Every man who tries to fuck me suddenly inverts at the belly button and perishes into a pain dimension. I have 1,000 arms and they're all holding stuffed animals that I press against me and take turns crying into. Splitting down my center, hamburger style. I eat up every rapist I see before me. Every wailing television goblin condemns me. I didn't want things to be this way. You indicted yourselves. All right, that was me. I just wanted to say thanks to all the readers and everybody, and enjoyed everybody. And yeah, that's it. Okay.
You're amazing. I loved your set so much. Oh my God. Thank you so much for reading. Do you have a book out or?
No. I'll post my Twitter in the chat. I publish zines sometimes. Mostly been doing that a lot lately. Yeah, I don't know. I've been getting into drawing. I've been teaching myself to draw and make collages.
Sweet. I'm gonna solicit you for the next Be About It zine. You should definitely send something, drawing or poem. I would love it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would love to
Yeah.
do that.
Is Dox Montoya here? Hold on,
Yes, I'm here.
You're here.
I just don't have video.
Okay, let me make you a host.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Awesome.
Okay, you are the host.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
You guys see me?
I have a bio to read for you.
Yay.
And thank you for coming. Dox Montoya is a 30-year-old non-binary she/they from Chicago, Illinois. Dox has been an internet shitposter and dabbler of many an artistic medium since their early teens. Originally a media snob, Doxie realized that all media should be free and has thus continued to provide free entertainment online in the form of memes, TikTok, selfies, and remixed joke formats. Sorry, they're blowing me up at work. Donations and follows are welcome. Follow Dox at dox_gay on Twitter and send the money at Dox Montoya on Cash App and Venmo.
Hi, everyone. Well, first of all, I really want to thank you, Alexandra, for reaching out to me to give me the opportunity to read Lonely Christopher's poetry. And Lonely Christopher, you're incredible. I love your poetry so much because like whenever I was reading it, honestly, I was like, this is like me. You know what I mean? Like, and that was one of the first questions that I asked Alexandra. I was like, is this person a millennial by any chance? Because it's so relatable and in so many ways, about the fact that we grew up with all of these ideals and we kind of crave this closeness that's not really ever been there for us and still isn't. But I'm really proud of you, and I'm really proud of Marzi. And Marzi, I know we've been Facebook friends for like fucking years, like literal, like what, like 7, 8 years at this point. Oh my gosh. Both of you are lovely, and I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much. And I'm reading some old poetry, so it's kind of emo, but I thought it was like topical because I'm going through an emo phase, obviously. But here it goes. Okay. Incredible space alien, overjoyed fragility in a time where it's literally deadly to be alive around these parts. How one wishes to flee so often, but not just from the physical realm that binds us to Earth, but from the lies of humanity, from every dimension known and unknown to man, 5th, the 6th, the 7th, the 30th. Often pondering, praying, hoping in every non-realistic way possible that you float away, that you become the version of E.T. that doesn't have to fucking die at the end, at the hands of poor treatments from those that will never take the time to look at you in your eyes and say, I understand. Because it's easier to look away, and it's easier for people to pull the trigger than hijack your vessel to fly off into a version of the beautiful reality that you were meant to live, to desecrate it, step on it like a voyeur that steps into the jungle and kills a butterfly, only to frame it and put it up on his wall and point to it whenever he asks little guests over and say, look at that butterfly's wingspan. Look at how amazing those colors are. Isn't that a strange creature? And then they walk away with their friends. And they drink their overpriced wine and fuck their neighbor's wife again and again. And your wings, they no longer fly. Because some fucking guy took your life. For what? To get laid? So when I say this, I'm talking to you, all of you. Beautiful, gorgeous space aliens. Take your ship and take off. Climb to the highest of heights. Climb to the tallest mountain so that you may escape the happenings and the trappings of a world without a cause. That's beautiful space alien for y'all. Do you guys hear me? Yeah? Okay. Here goes another short one. This one's pretty funny, I think. Okay. I'm not gonna tell you the title till the end because it kind of ruins it. But this goes, hear the wind go past your hair. Another tick tock, tick tock of the clock. Another stroke of midnight. You may think these are one and the same, but they aren't. Not just because of science, nor time itself, but because of the heart. Because once upon a time, your heart played along. It's long gone. It's gone home now. And the music that once played is but a mere meager vibration. Not organic, it's not natural. It's what's learned to do. Just another appliance in your building, another air conditioner, another furnace in the winter, and it's for sale. And then I'm gonna do one last one because I don't want to go for too long. But what's I gonna do? Okay, I think I have it on my phone. 1 second. All right, again, I apologize for the emo-ness of this. This is called Ghost. I fell in love with a ghost. We danced into the evening, and he went away at dawn. During the day, I slept and dreamt of the nighttime dancing, singing, laughing, hugging, kissing. Nighttime came and I danced and danced and sang and touched you all night long, falling even further in love with you. Another sunrise the next day, another nightmare when the ghost did not come around. Still, I went on with my night, and I danced and danced and danced, and I sang, I skipped, and I looked in the mirror, and I said, I love you, and I waited, waiting for my ghost, waiting for my ghost. I can't wake up the next morning. I can't wake up this morning. Have to sleep some more. I need to see him. There was never a ghost. I fell in love with a dream. Was I awake? Am I awake? I don't want to wake up. Wake me up. And that's it. Love you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Hell yeah, we love emo poetry. Perfect. Thank you so much for reading.
Absolutely. I'm so emo. Oh my God.
Next, I'm happy to present Marzi Margo, who did this lovely book with Be About It Press. Marzi Margo is a person who writes and resides in Ohio. V is a very different person now than V was when this book first was published several years ago. Her most recent books are Yoga Flowers and Pink Maggot, both available from Ghost City Press. V tweets at wigglytough_pink. Let's give a round of applause or snaps or whatever. Marzi Margo.
Hi, welcome everybody. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much to Alex for means so much for putting together this great reading, for putting out this book for me, and Lonely's book and Richard's book and so many other great books. I mean, I have another Be About It Press title right here on my desk. This is, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, Disaster Horse, Small Essays by Nook's Cranny. Be About It Press 2019. It's a great book. I recommend it. I mean, I recommend the whole Press's catalog, and it really feels like an honor to be a part of this press. So I'm going to read a couple of poems from the new book, and then a couple from an older book, and then close with a little sound poem. So this is Blueberry Lemonade. A little bit of background. This is a chapbook that I wrote in from like 2014 to 2015. And then it was published in 2015 by Bottle Cap Press. Shout out to them, another great press. But in recent years, especially during, you know, in light of the pandemic and everything, that press has sort of shifted gears to other venues, other media that they're doing. And so I needed, or I didn't need, but I wanted there to be an updated print run of this old book. So this is the new and revised version. And by the way, I want to also give a shout out to Carmen E. Brady, who did this wonderful cover art, front and back, for the book. Carmen is an amazing artist, and also a wonderful writer in her own right. I recommend her book through Too Fast, Too House that came out a couple of years ago. Carmen, I don't know if you're here. Are you here, Carmen? Carmen, if you're here, let me know in the chat. But anyway, yeah, this has been a terrific night. Everybody's reading has just been really wonderful. Every poem of Dox's just now made me tear up, and I had to avoid having an on-camera emo moment myself. But everybody's readings tonight have just been and also but yeah, enough chit chat. Again, thanks to everybody for sticking around and being here. And this is the first poem in Blueberry Lemonade, and it's titled My Existential Plights Entail Nothing in Comparison to the Struggles of Chicago's Homeless. You glue a broken dream catcher together and think that it is you. You hang a black velvet painting of Red Skeleton on the wall and think that it is you. You eat a bowl of stale Apple Jacks and think that it is you. You read a poem by Blueberry Morning Snow before you drive to work and think that it is you. You watch a drop of bird shit splatter onto your windshield and think that it is you. You order a small vanilla milkshake from a fast food restaurant and think that it is you. You pull the trigger on a plastic toy gun that you've put into your mouth and think that it is you. You find a quarter underneath your bed and think that it is you. You have a terrifying nightmare in which you are being attacked by zombies who do not look like reanimated corpses, but just ordinary living people with ordinary lives, and you try to pray to God that the zombies will not claw your eyes out with their warm fingers or start a conversation with you about the newest presidential candidate and whether or not they would ever vote for them. But then you realize that there is no God in this horrid dream world, and then the zombies' hands and voices reach you, and you are dying, and you have never felt more afraid, because all of the zombies look exactly like the people you will see tomorrow on the street, and at the office, and in your apartment, and again, and again, and again, and you sweat your way through this nightmare and think that it is you. So that was that one. And I'll read one from, I'll read one of the, actually I'll read two more from this if that's okay. Am I doing good on time? Okay,
You have all the time in the world. This is your show, baby.
Okay, well thank you for the reassurance. Okay, in that case I'm gonna read two more from this book. This is an untitled poem. A live video feed of me sitting in front of my computer, silently reading a book of poetry by Alexander Naughton, listening to trap rap beats. It's too hot in my bedroom, too hot in my house, my neighborhood, my city, my state, my country, MySpace, Facebook. There is only the internet. My digital identity is all that exists. This live video feed is all that exists. Offer me free access to Gucci Man's complete discography. Teach me about optimism and the art of Zen. Choose your words carefully and understand just how desperately I need them. So this edition of the book ends with a couple of poems that weren't previously in the book, two elegies for two friends of mine that passed in recent times. And I'm going to read one of them. This is an elegy for Christy Shoemaker, who was just a really brilliant poet and a wonderful friend, and she's missed dearly. But this is an elegy that I wrote the night that I learned about her passing. For Christy. You're gone less than 2 months after I published 2 of your poems. I'm stocking groceries less than 15 minutes after I hear that you're gone. I drop a box of bottles of olive oil and a slimy puddle spreads. I stare at the oil spill and think about you being gone. You're gone, but also not gone. You're not here anymore. You're wherever your grandmother is. You're with your grandmother that you loved and mourned so much. Before you were gone too. A coworker comes to the aisle and lifts the oil box. I hear glass shards shake inside the oil box like loose bones. I hear My Immortal by Evanescence playing over the store intercom. Every cheesy Muzak ballad suddenly sounds profound. Grief makes us too emotional and sincere to care about being cheesy. This poem, for example, is cheesy. But sincerity was always your operative mode before you were gone. Less than 30 seconds after I write this poem, I'm putting cups of pudding on a shelf, and you're not here anymore. So that's from this book. I'm going to read a couple of quick ones from a book that I published in 2019, which is called Road, 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 Road. And that was published by Ma Press, which is a little press based out of Finland that publishes experimental and avant-garde writing. And this is a book of some chance-based text that I put together. And I'm just going to read a couple of these, starting with this one. Road. On injured reserve. 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, wooden seated stand. The film aired on Disney Channel on January 18th, 2002, and was released on VHS, but is now out of print. Fred Parker's Blind Snake Hands. All right, and let's see, one more here. I'll just pick one at random. Okay. Road. A transparent feeling, songs, accolades. Oliver the Super Sleeper. Its existence was noted, but to build 100 malls by 2020. The remaining 30% and good overlapping fullback and a stud book for the Landis 1-inch 2.5 centimeter above the hoof kickoff. Texas USA finished fourth. She also inaccurately cited. So that's an idea of what that book is like. I'll put that's a book that you can buy in print or just read for free. And I'll put the link here real quick. Okay. Sort of dumb inside joke for this reading. Tonight I'm drinking some water with some flavoring inside of it, and the flavoring that I got, of course, had to be blueberry lemonade. Hey, because why not? It's stupid.
That's perfect.
Oh, and I'm also sipping a little bit of this tonight. Some Rider's Tears bourbon whiskey. So any of you out there who have your own pandemic booze in the house, as my Polish American friend here in Cleveland, Ohio, often used to say to me when bars were a thing, Nostrovia. I think that there's a literary magazine called Nostrovia, by the way. I never made that connection before.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They had a chapbook contest. I think they still
Right. I can't remember who edited that. But yeah, Nostrovia. Well, anyway, my last poem for this evening. Oh, thank you, Ted. Yeah, this was a rare find on the internet. I feel really fortunate to have this. This is like a true piece of history, this logo. Shouts out to the Sci-Fi Channel. But I'm gonna be performing an improvised sound poem using this circuit bent Casio that I have. It works as a Casio keyboard. Can everybody hear that? But it also has a little button that makes noise. And it's impossible to control, so you never know what you're gonna get. So I'm just gonna do a little improvised sound poem right now. And again, thanks everybody for being here. Really, really happy to be here. Actually, during the course of this reading, I realized as I was listening to Richard and to Lonely, I don't have either of these people's books yet. So I went ahead and I went to Be About Press and ordered both of those books. So I'm very excited to be reading y'all's work. All right, and thanks again. This is a sound poem. That's it. Thank you.
I loved that. That was so good. It was really great to hear you read your poems. It was really great to hear everyone read their poems. Like, this was a really fun event. I always get so nervous about having these things, especially on Zoom, but this was really like a very re-energizing and just, I don't know, it was a very lovely event. So yeah, good job for me for picking, oh no, I'm not gonna say that. But yeah, no, thank you so much, Marzi. I really feel honored to have published your book. I know we wanted it in like 2015 or 2014 or something like that.
Yeah, it was originally supposed to be a Be About It Press title, and then there was a snafu on my part.
The time.
Oh God.
Are you getting attacked?
Pilot Jeanne Gosh has transcended the Zoom. She's jumping between windows. For those who don't know, Pilot's my roommate, so we're in separate Zoom windows, but we live together. So that's the behind the scenes trickery that you.
Should we let everybody in to the should we make everybody a presenter so we can just chat with people now? I'm sorry, my internet sucks.
Sounds good to me.
Sure.
I'm trying to do it. Oh wait, I'm not the host. I need to make myself host again. God freaking damn it. Okay, now I can do it. Everybody, I'm just gonna add you. I'm gonna promote you as a panelist, so get ready for that. And feel free to turn your mic on and make your I don't know, getting everybody's cameras on is gonna be kind of an annoying thing to do because I have to make everybody the host. And Zoom is like freaking bullshit. This was like unnecessarily difficult to get everybody on video. Like, why?
I have to say though, you know, since March of last year, I've tuned into a couple of Zoom readings, but this was the first one that really gave me the same feeling as like an IRL reading, which has been kind of rare to replicate during this time, you know. But I really felt it tonight.
That is that's a lovely thing to hear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really happy we created this space tonight, and yeah, everyone really brought it. Jesse left, but he was really funny, and I thank him for always being down to open and kind of like break the ice.
I'm sorry to break the illusion, but I'm entirely CGI. I'm sure that's clear.
You're a Navi.
Oh wow, so many good people that I
Able to unmute themselves if they want, or
I think so. You should be, if you're a panelist, you should be able to unmute yourself. Can someone who wasn't a reader, can you type in the, or like, can you try to unmute yourself and see?
I'm here. Hello.
Hey, it works.
Hi.
I think people are just being shy. But feel free to
No,
unmute.
I was. Well, not no. I mean, people probably were being shy. Oh God, there's people everywhere in this house. Okay. I'm living with people, so like, I don't. It's my family, you know. So internet stuff is, it's always extra awkward, just because there's voices in the background and people hear things and go, "What? Are you talking to me? What?"
Oh, speaking of